Hello, welcome back. In this video episode, I'll talk about Gradio and about my experience running Gradio in production, and specifically to functionality related to the file upload. Gradio comes with the UI component which allows to upload file, and then you can process this file, send to the backend, and so on. I noticed that uploaded files are stored in temporary directory on operating system, and even when user exits the application, the files being stored, even applications being restarted, those temporary files being stored. And with the file uploads, some file can be relatively large, and there will be many files uploaded. It may require you to do some extra maintenance and clean up the folder yourself. But what I did, I implemented logic inside Sparrow UI Gradio application, which automatically removes those uploaded files after, for example, a certain interval. And another thing, it's not good to keep those uploaded files for the privacy reasons. It's better to remove the files that the users are uploading and testing with your application. Okay, so let's see. This is the UI Shell application for Sparrow, which demonstrates the Sparrow functionality related to the data extraction. And Sparrow is using, in the backend, it's using Vision LLM model, which empowers Sparrow to extract and return structured data from your documents. So to make sure that there are no temporary uploaded files left on the system, I created temp cleaner. And temp cleaner comes with the certain parameters for the configuration, like how often to run this cleaner, and to make sure not to remove recent files, but to remove files older than 2 hours, for example, not to interfere with any actions current user is running on screen, for example. So here we detect Gradio temporary directory, and then we call clean temporary files functionality, where we clean up folders and files older than predefined time, like 2 hours, for example. And we run this in predefined intervals, like every half an hour by default, which can be changed. Okay, then we start separate threads, so there is no interference with the main Gradio thread. And yeah, there are some helper methods to manage the thread and clean up all the files and stop the thread when we are stopping the application. Okay, and then inside main script, which implements Gradio application. And by the way, if you're not familiar with Gradio, Gradio is a Python framework which helps to build web UIs and render those UIs from the server side. So you generate HTML content on the server side, send it to the client, and it's displayed to the client. But all the business logic happens on the server side in Python. This is great for my use case because server-side processing is more secure, more private. There's no need to do any data-specific operations on the client side. All happens on the server side, and it's easier to validate data and process data in more secure ways following this approach. Okay, so inside main script for the Gradio application, I define Gradio temporary cleaner here, and I pass parameters for the maximum age 2 hours and check interval every half an hour. Okay, and then here at the end, where application start is being defined. When application starts, or we call start method, and this is basically means that it's initializing the cleaner thread, which will run in predefined interval and clean all the temporary files. And then when we exit application on the server side, when we stop completely Gradio application, we stop the thread so that there are no any resources occupied on operating system. Okay, now let's see how this works. I'll show you how it works by default. Okay, so we can start the Gradio application, and now we check only files older than 2 hours, and the interval is 30 minutes. So obviously at this page application starts clean and there are no any temporary files. We can see that the thread is running with the interval and max age as I specified. Then I can go to the temporary folder. This is the out-of-the-box temporary folder for Gradio application automatically created, and we can see it's all empty. And then I go to the application, refresh, and I could either upload the file or I could select from the list of predefined files and simulate basically upload. And I can see file is uploaded to the server. And then if I click lab results, then second file lab results uploaded as well. Now if I reload the application, so I simulate the fact that I'll say I closed previous session, I see those cached files stay, and they'll be those files will stay forever by default. They'll not be removed from cache, and they'll reside on operating system. And yeah, to show you that how the cleaning works, I need to for the testing purpose I'll set that max age, I'll say, of 1 minute, and the check interval will be every 30 seconds. Okay, and now let's start the application again. It will print information that thread started, and because previous files that I'm showing that I'm uploading the files, so selecting the files, the age of those files was they were older than 1 minute. So when application started, the files were automatically cleaned up because the age was already past 1 minute. Now if I go here and let's refresh the application, I upload or simulate upload of those 3 files. I'll see they're in cache. And now we'll check in the next 30 seconds, then the thread should kick, and he should check the files, the age of the files. If the age will be longer than 1 minute, in this simulation they will be removed. Okay. So we got check interval 30 seconds and max age 1 minute. Okay, the cleaning procedure started, and we see that it cleaned up 6 files and 3 directories. So it cleaned up everything because the age of the files was already longer than 1 minute. And now there are no any garbage files on our server, and since data privacy and security is important for us in Sparrow, this cleaning task is considered to be very important and serious, and yeah, for this reason I made this extra step, extra logic to make sure that no temporary files are being stored in the cache directories on operating system. If you're building a similar Gradio application with the file upload, and if security and data privacy is important for you, you could also take a look into this implementation and implement something similar in your own use case. So thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.